It's Tracey and Noelle. They're gonna make you LOL on 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk.
Hello and welcome to 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk. This is episode 217. I'm your host, comedian Tracey Carnazzo, joined by my co-host, comedian Noelle W. Herzog.
Hello.
Hi, Noelle. I'm so happy to be here. This is the first time that I've been on camera since my return to New York City.
Yeah, the big city.
Yeah,
I'm just changing my lighting. Sorry.
No, it's fine. My lighting is not great.
Mine's terrible.
I didn't put on enough makeup today. So when they say like, oh, there's camera makeup, like this isn't my stage makeup. This is my everyday makeup. And, you know, it's just not very bright.
My makeup's not bright. My lighting isn't bright.
Yeah. I feel like I'm letting the people down. Should I just shut my camera
I think
off?
they'll survive.
Do you think they will? I feel like, should I just shut my camera off?
No, I don't want to be here alone.
Okay. On 30 Rock, you never watched 30 Rock, but
no.
Jenna Maroney, she was the star. Her character is who I am. Very like not self-aware, very conceited. And she calls it, she's like, do I look into the camera?
That's you.
Yeah, that's who I am as a person. Maybe that's where I get my personality. I don't know. We're here to talk about The Other Way, season 4, episode 9.
It's happening.
It's happening. I feel like I came back late from Los Angeles, California. So
Yeah.
So we podcasted later in the week. So now we're podcasting early in the week. So I feel like this just doesn't end for us.
I mean, we just podcasted
I know,
like 2 days
like,
ago.
Oh God, we have to do it again next week. Okay. Noelle, we're listen, if you guys want to hear more about my my new life, go to patreon.com/trash talk podcast, where you could find all of our bonus episodes, including our favorite podcast, BS, where we just
we do this, we BS.
So we're going to jump into the pool with Danielle and Johan. Okay, they open up, the B-roll that they open up with is so funny. They just showed chickens, dead like chicken meat with flies all over it. And I was like, oh, this is Danielle and Johan. Okay,
yes,
perfect.
and then the bed covered in clothes.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, it's going to be gross. It's Danielle and Johan.
Yes.
So she's like, I didn't even return my license plates. I was supposed to do this on the way to the airport. She's like, do they even have mailboxes here?
But also, you were supposed to do this on the way to the airport. Get a life. No, but that's who she is. But she's like, I'm so organized.
You're so organized. You had them in your suitcase. You were going to unsuitcase your suitcase on the way. Shut up.
Right. Yeah. You're so organized. You can't return your license plates.
Come on. But they don't even have mailboxes there. So there's no way to,
there's no way to return it.
They don't have mail. Maybe your stepfather could fly there on his plane when he gives relief to the Dominican Republic, and he could pick up the license plates.
George, did you hear that? George,
could you help Danielle with something?
Danielle.
This was last episode. I was like, this apartment's going to be terrible. They tricked us.
It wasn't terrible at all.
No, she's like, oh, I like this apartment, but the beds are too big. So basically they got a furnished apartment.
Right. But so that's what you complain about? The beds are too big.
Well, she's saying that the bed is too big in the guest room, I guess, because she wants to use it as an office. You don't have a job.
But also, she doesn't even know if it's going to work for them long term because they have no money.
You don't have a job. What are you going to office about?
Right. What office do you need?
You need an office, but you don't even know if they have mail. But they don't even have mailboxes there.
So how do you have an office? Do they have offices there?
Your first order of business should be sending back your license plates.
Well, that would be Tracy's first order of business.
In your
not
shipping
Danielle's.
Station. I know.
Maybe that'll be her shipping room. You have a ship station.
I do have a ship station in my house.
You do.
You were like, I couldn't find the scissors in your house. And it's like, well, did you go to the shipping station? Did you go to the office area?
Well, that's the thing. I went to the office area, but I didn't want to look through your stuff. So it's like, how could I find something if I don't look through anything?
Listen, I'm not getting into this because this is BS material.
Yes.
But you made me LOL yesterday because you were like, yeah, I couldn't find your scissors, but I didn't want to go through your stuff. And it's like, Noelle, what do I have? I said, what did I write? A book about everything I hate about you?
I don't know.
My diary is in there and it's all about Noelle.
Well, after saying it out loud, I realized how silly it sounded.
Okay, if you gave me the keys to your house and I looked through every single thing, what would you be upset that I saw?
Like nothing. Maybe like, old shirts that I should get rid of, that type of stuff. But that's about it.
You'd be like, my house should be cleaner. And I would say the same. My house should be cleaner.
I'd be like, sorry, I didn't dust.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just saying, I like how
Yeah.
you just kept my private office drawer private. Thank you. Thank you for respecting my office privacy. I don't like when strangers see my stamps.
You're right. If you want to know what BS is like, this is BS.
This is
right
what it's
here.
like. All right. Well, we learned that Danielle is an IFA student and she's going to get a spiritual reading with Johan, with Baba. Baba's going to give it.
So here's the thing,
What?
right? Remember when she went to the Botanica and Johan was like not happy about this? What makes you think? Tracey would say, what context clues are there that he would like this?
Okay, but you know what I think he is? He's kind of
What?
like, sure.
Fine. Right.
Sure. You want to read my energy? Sure. Can we go to America?
Right. It's kind of like, let me just shut her up.
Mm-hmm. He's like, I don't even care. I don't even care. You want me to wear a dress? Are we going to
Right.
America?
No, you're not,
Perfect.
honey. Unfortunately.
You're mad about the flies on my meat? Okay, but you're closed. Can we go to America?
Butcher clothes.
So we meet Baba and we
Right.
meet Jessica, her spiritual mentor.
Mm-hmm.
And Baba uses chains and beads and nuts
And bolts.
and hinges
I'm like, what is this?
to see where the chain falls.
Right.
Okay. Can I tell you? So he gives Johan this reading and I am losing my mind because I'm like, well, now I know what I'll never do. And that's get an IFA reading.
Tracey, as soon as he said fishbone, I muted it for like 30
he said,
seconds.
be careful of your throat, eat sweets, but be careful of bones from fish and mushrooms. And then I fainted.
Right, because that means his throat's gonna close from
Right.
mushrooms. Yep.
He's allergic to mushrooms.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna choke on a fishbone and die.
Yeah.
And he's gonna go into anaphylactic shock at the same time. He's eating fillet of salmon with mushrooms and he is dead.
My feet are sweating.
I'm like,
this is like my worst nightmare.
Noelle,
Yeah.
I can't believe this.
Uh-huh. I know.
I
I
can't believe
can.
No, I hated this so much. I'm like, can you imagine if they were like, oh yeah, just watch out for the road.
Here's the thing. As soon as he said fish bones, I muted it. And I'm like, Tracey's gonna watch this. So I have to close my eyes for a second.
I mean, I would need to be on an all water liquid diet after that.
Yeah. Just water.
Right, but not even through I would do it through my nose or something.
Right. Oh, you would just neti pot for hydration?
I would have to bypass my throat somehow.
Oh.
I would feeding tube it.
Just douche it.
I don't think that's just douche a sandwich.
Try it. Just try it. douche some turkey.
Douche a fish and mushroom sandwich.
I would literally cut fish and mushrooms out of my life forever.
Yes, I almost cut fish and mushrooms out of my life after hearing
I don't eat
this.
either. So
I don't eat
lucky
fish,
me.
but I love mushrooms, and I just got this delicious mushroom coffee tea stuff, and now I'm like, well, now I can't drink that because Johan got an IFA reading with the nuts.
Now you
and the
guys know that
bolts.
we're a little crazy. The nuts and the bolts.
So they talk about God, and then the lights shut off, and she's like, "See," and he's like, "Oh no, I didn't pay the bill." Noelle, first of all, staged.
Of course it's staged.
But I loved it. I loved that she was like, this is what I mean. See, God is listening. And he's like, I think that the electrical company was listening because I did not pay.
I think Con Edison was listening.
Yeah. I think National Grid
He's
was
so
taking a little-
mad.
Right. But also like you just moved there. So I'm assuming
Yeah.
maybe he didn't transfer the name and the bill into his name.
So that's what I think. I think he just never called anybody.
right.
And
I understand
not that he
that.
didn't pay the bill.
Right. So now it's happened to me.
I know it has.
I lived in my apartment for months, just willy-nilly making food, boiling things. And one day I turned my stove on and it did not. And I was like, what is going on here? So I called my super. I'm like, well, there's something wrong. And he's like, did you pay your gas bill? And I was like, what gas bill? I don't pay gas bills. He's like, well, that would explain a lot. I'm like, no, when I moved here, gas is included. He's like, well, I have a secret. It's not. And then they were like, oh, it's going to take us a week to put the gas back on.
Damn.
And I was like, wow, that's really unfortunate for you because I know someone that works at the gas company and I had gas in like an hour.
Well, when I lived in Brooklyn.
Mhm.
My dad died. The gas had been under his name.
That was really intense, Noelle.
Well, no, whatever. It's matter of fact at this
Sure.
point. So he died, dead dad.
Right.
He had the National Grid was under his name.
Right.
So when he died, I'm like throwing out all his mail. I'm not paying
Sure.
attention. Next thing you know, I come home one day and my landlord's like, well, they came to shut off your gas. And I just paid your bill. You had like a $600 bill. And it's like, how long was I throwing this out? It's
Okay.
like $1 a month.
I was gonna say my gas bill is $18 a month, so he must have been real dead when they shut your gas
He
off.
was dead forever. I think Matt lived with me at this point. Yeah, so Marty paid the bill. He never made me pay him back. Very nice. But
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
I just, well, R.I.P.
He's
But I
great.
just kept throwing all of his bills out.
Okay. Yeah, no, that is a very Noelle thing to do, I'll tell you. So that's why
It
we
is.
cannot judge Johan.
Oh, I don't judge Johan. I just judge Danielle on everything.
All right. Well, the next scene, I'd say
Mhm.
that they communicate fairly well.
Yeah, I think so.
So she wants to go and hang out because it's their 1 year anniversary of meeting. Can you imagine that it is your 1 year anniversary of meeting someone and you've been married for months already? You've
No.
already had a long distance relationship and now you're living together. It's like you shouldn't even have kissed yet.
What is the rush all the time?
I don't know. I mean, I know what the rush is for him. So,
I mean, listen, I think they should have kissed already,
not me.
but I would not even be living
I think you
with
need to
him
really
yet.
know someone.
Yeah, sure.
I do. So they talk about what they need to change. And he said that she's always angry, always yelling. He's like, you need to change your reactions to things. And she's like, okay, what I want to change is I want to hook up with my ex-boyfriend.
Right. That's what you want
He's
to
like,
change about
"What?"
him? That you're allowed to have guy friends? Oh, because your ex happens to be your ex Talon.
Talon, the basketball player from Miami.
I used to have a 5th grade teacher named Mr. Talon. He was so fucking mean.
Oh
And
my
my
God.
dad was so mean back to him.
Oh, that's
because
very
he
funny.
was so mean. It was very funny. He like scarred me, this teacher. He was so mean.
Well, we'll talk about that on BS. I want you to be okay.
Oh, guys, so much BS material on this episode.
So much. All right. Well, she wants to go out with her guy friends if he has female friends. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll just kill all my female friends.
Could you imagine that he was like, I have an ex who is in town visiting. She's a model from Miami.
Right. And she
And
wants to
I
be
really
alone
want to
with
hang
me.
out with her. Right. She
Mhm.
really wants
wants
to
to sit on my
see
lap.
me. She wants to sit on my lap. She really wants to see me. I didn't say it out loud.
No, good thing. Noelle. At this point in my life,
Yeah.
I was Johan and Danielle was like, I really want to see my ex-boyfriend. I'd be like, have a great time.
Me too. You could stanky panky someone else.
Enjoy. I hope you guys have
Yeah.
a wonderful life together. I
Yeah.
will be home and I'll see you later.
Danielle is too annoying for me.
She really is. So
Yeah.
she's like, oh, by the way, you remember when I was telling you about Talon just now when I said like he's my friend? He's actually in DR and he wants to hang out. And he's like, oh, why does he want to see you? And she's
Right.
like, why wouldn't he want to see me? He's my friend.
Why wouldn't he want to see me? Also, she won't say it's her ex.
Right. So he's like, yeah, this is like pretty disrespectful. And she's like, all right, well, it's sad.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. Well, moving on to Nicole and Mahmoud.
This is the
Um,
thing. This is the meat.
This is the meat.
This
This
is the
is
pork
the
and beans.
bologna and hot dogs of the episode.
The bologna and hot dogs.
That's your favorite meats.
I love bologna. I was talking to Nikki Clips about that. He loves
See?
bologna too.
Gross.
Mhm.
All right. So I love that they open it up with first of all, I thought the guy was making breadsticks on the street. I was like, is this the Egyptian Olive Garden? But then I realized this man is making street biscotti.
Yum. No, I didn't know what he was making.
He was making street biscotti.
Is that a thing? Is
I
that
don't-
really a thing? Or is
I
that a
don't-
Tracey thing?
That is I don't know. I mean, he was on the
haven't
street
eaten.
making biscotti. That's street biscotti, no?
I haven't eaten a biscotti in so long.
You should go to Egypt and get a street biscotti.
Okay, let me do that. I'm gonna call Nicole. Nicole,
They
can
have
you
a-
bring me?
They have a lamb flavored one that's delicious.
Oh yeah, no, that sounds great. How about a
It's great.
bologna flavored one?
No, well, you're in the wrong country. You need to go to America for a bologna biscotti.
Yum.
All right, so she told him to leave her. This is a classic. We see this with Brianna and Teen Mom. Classic. She told him to leave her alone, but she's so upset because he left her alone
He's been gone for over an hour.
in a strange hotel. Yes, Nicole, you told him to leave you alone.
What do you expect, Nicole?
What do you expect, Nicole? What do
You
you
were
want?
like hitting him on the street, telling him
Yes,
to
you guys
leave.
were fist fighting.
Right.
Stop.
Obviously.
Okay, so his brother, I love his brother in this episode.
Okay, so I'm watching this and I'm like, his brother's gonna be so mean to her. His brother's gonna be like, you have to do this, you have
like
to do
take her
that.
by her
Meanwhile, I'm
neck
like,
and drag her.
you married the wrong brother, honey.
Okay, I was thinking, I'm like, you could bring him to the dentist.
Yeah,
You could fix him up a little bit.
that's
He's so
really his only
nice.
downfall is his
He's
teeth.
so nice.
He's so nice, and he's like, he seems silly, and I
He's
don't think we
very
saw that
silly.
until now.
Yes. So,
Mhm.
the brother's like, hey, listen, you don't leave your wife anywhere, no matter what.
Right.
I don't care if she's hatcheting you to death.
Well, I think Mahmoud is very immature, like beyond
I mean,
immature.
so here's the thing: he's 30, but he's like 12.
Yeah, this is his first girlfriend.
Well, it's his wife, so that is
Right.
upsetting.
Unfortunately.
So the brother goes to get her, and he's like,
Mhm.
listen. He's like, you are our family. You are my sister. I will always take care of you, and we're going to fix this. And even Nicole was like, I thought that he was the last person in this world that I wanted to see, and then he was so nice
Right.
to me.
Yeah, and I think as soon as he was like, "You're my sister," I think it just made her feel a million times better.
It made me feel better.
Me too.
Yeah.
I
He was
loved
like,
it.
listen, I can totally relate. He's like, me and my wife, we used to fight like crazy when she first came here. And, you know, my
Mhm.
brother has no experience, blah, blah,
Right.
blah.
Right.
Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out.
And that's so nice. I mean, what a load off. It's like at least somebody in the
Mhm.
family understands
Yeah,
like
just
what I'm
hears you
going
out.
through. Yes.
So she said that he always threatens divorce.
Well, it does seem like he has brought it
He
up more
does.
than once.
He does.
Yeah.
So she wants to dress the way she wants, and she wants to leave.
She wants her sleeve shorter now.
Okay, but you know what?
What?
I would want my sleeve shorter too. I'm hot.
Right, but
Can
the
we do
thing
this in
is,
Alaska?
well, I'd rather do this in a colder climate.
I would need to be a Siberian Muslim.
I don't know, Tracy. You could never wear just a long sleeve forever.
Maybe in the North Pole. We would have to be a North Polian Muslim family.
Okay, I think you could live on Svalbard Island.
I would love that. Oh no, I can't because I was watching TikTok and they don't have real toilets because they don't have like running plumbing.
They incinerate their poop.
I don't want
Yeah,
that. I don't want that for me. Thank you.
Okay.
So, she wants to dress the way she wants. She wants to leave, and the brother's like, "Okay, well, this is like having two small children,
Right. He's like, I leave you guys alone for 1 minute,
right? And you're
and
being
this is what
bad.
happens. Yeah.
Right. So he's like, "Listen, don't fight now. Don't even talk now. Both of you calm down." He's like,
Mhm.
"And you, Mahmoud, apologize to her." And he's like, and this is where I'm like,
Sorry.
this is where I'm like, this guy is not mature enough to be with anyone.
Well, that's the thing. I don't care. Push things on me. Try to make me
Right.
do things. You're not mature. I can't even have a normal conversation
Right.
with you. I ask you what I have to wear under my bathing suit, and you flip out.
Exactly.
Come on.
So he starts giggling. So now the next scene, they are basically going out with what's it? Ahmed is his name, right? Ahmed and his wife and his kid. And they're
His
just
child bride. Fatima is her name, right?
I like her.
No, she's so nice.
I like that whole like they're very nice people.
I would feel so much better after this, like even being in the house with them, because you almost have like allies now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you could talk to these people. So they're playing backgammon. Nicole just has too much Botox, right?
I don't know, Tracy.
Okay, so it looks sometimes when I look at her face, I think that they're doing like it's almost like there's prosthetic makeup to make her look like an old lady. Like how in This Is Us, Mandy Moore is made to look
I
like
saw
an
that,
old lady.
yes.
That's kind of what it almost looks like sometimes when I just look at Nicole. I'm like, her face isn't real.
I don't know. I feel like she always looks like she's in pain.
Yeah, her face isn't real. So Ahmed explains that they lived with his wife's family in China for 4 years.
That's cool.
Right. And she's like, yeah, I don't like wearing this scarf, but I do it anyway. She's like, but I
Right. She's like, I'm hot. I don't like it. I like that she whispers it to her. And I'm sure Nicole's like, oh, well, she doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Maybe I can do
Says
it.
you have to like it. You just have to do it.
But also, can't you just wear it just like when you go out, and then you don't have to wear it at home, do you?
Probably not. I mean,
right. I don't think if it's you and your husband, you have to wear it at home.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think it's if you're with other men though.
That's right. So if you go out on the town, which I
Right.
don't see happening very much,
Right. Because you can't even go grocery shopping.
right? So
Just
I don't
Amazon
know.
Fresh it.
Amazon Fresh it. That's
Just
the way
stay
to
inside.
go.
Stay in the pink room, Nicole.
Stay in the pink room
Stay in
forever.
the pink room. You can wear a bikini.
Just forever. Just stay there.
Stay there. So Nicole's like, well, here's another thing. I have a hard time. I used to enjoy a beer with my father, and now it's very hard for me. Are you an alcoholic, Nicole? What are you trying to say? What's
But
so
also, your
hard?
dad lives in Idaho, and you used to split a beer with your dad. So, what would you do when you lived in LA to have that beer?
Would you just call him and drink a half a beer?
Would he send you half a beer?
I don't know,
I
but
don't
why
get
is it so
it.
hard for you?
Some people really like to drink, Tracy. Believe it
Sure,
or
but
not.
she's saying that she has an occasional half a beer.
Right.
And that's so hard. It's like, well, I feel like maybe you were having more than a half a beer then.
I think she was having more than a half a beer. I
think
think
so
she was
too.
having like a half a keg of beer.
Right. By herself, not with her
Right.
father. So before they got married, Ahmed's like, little known fact, drank tequila. Hilarious.
Mahmoud is like a stick in the mud.
He's like,
He is a wet blanket. He's like, I'm so mad. I don't like it. I'm just so glad that he's like not doing it anymore.
Shut up.
Grow up.
Shut up.
I'm gonna tell mommy.
Yeah, shut up. Go tell mommy. You're grounded anyway.
That's the thing.
You're
Ahmed,
meet
I
your
don't know.
wife and you're in trouble. Who cares?
Ahmed
Tell
is so
mommy.
much more down to earth.
Yes. Also,
Yeah.
so they start talking about how their relationship was too quick. They rushed everything.
You think?
And it's like, yeah, so unrush it now. Here we are.
Right. Right. Why don't you get to know each other?
Get to know each other.
I would just tell him, I'm not sure if I'm staying here. I want to take the next 4 months. I'm not doing anything that you want me to do. I'm just going to be me, and let's see if we even like each other. And then if we do and
That's
I'm going to stay,
Yeah, then I'll wrap my head up.
then I'll wrap my head up.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's
Fair
all.
enough.
Mhm.
All right. Moving on to Gabe and Isabel. This was very nice.
I cried.
I know. So there's silence after he comes out to them. And her father is like, oh, I want to know more about this.
Right, because I'm sure he has tons of questions.
Yeah,
I
he's like,
had
don't really understand."
questions.
I
yeah.
know. And the mother's like, oh, I admire his honesty. And it's what's on the inside that counts. And her father's like, yeah, I need to understand this more, and it won't affect how I feel about you, because God taught him not to judge. And then they all hug.
Oh my God, I have the chills.
Right?
Really
it was just
do. Yeah.
It was just fine. Now
I can't imagine how Gabe felt at this moment, because I mean,
but see, Gabe is a little bit is jaded the right word? And I understand that. So Isabel's doing laundry, and
right.
Gabe's talking about the pain from sleeping. I thought
Right.
Gabe's sleeping on like a concrete slab
No, so do I.
in his leather jacket.
Yeah, he's not doing well.
So Gabe's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like there's more to like what happened with your parents. Do you think that they're being honest?
I think he's just worried.
He's worried. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, yeah, I'm sure he felt good that they accepted him, but like, he's like, wait a minute.
This is a very Tracey thing.
Like,
when something good happens, you still question it.
yes,
Literally, this
I
is a
understand
Tracey
this
thing.
all the way. So he takes Sarah and Miguel to the pottery studio and tells them that he wants to marry Isabel. But Isabel doesn't know. Isabel doesn't know?
I think Isabel knows.
Do you know what the name of the television show that you're on is called?
90 Day Fiance?
Boyfriend, girlfriend.
90 Day, right.
90 Day partner.
Right. 90 Day Dating.
Right. Like, what do you...
Could the kids be more perfect?
No.
No.
Okay. Sarah looks exactly like Isabel.
Right? She is gorgeous.
She's so pretty.
Yep.
So they love him, and he shows them the ring, and they get super excited.
And he's making a plate for
So
the
he
ring.
could present
Yeah.
it. I think this is very cute.
Yeah.
So now she goes to her mother, who's sewing cycling uniforms. Her mother works for the Tour de France.
I think her mom is just a seamstress.
Or maybe she works for Peloton.
Oh, okay. Yes. You know what? That's what she does. You're right, Tracey.
Okay. But you know what? If she's
What?
sewing cycling uniforms, Gabe sews Madeline cookies into underwear.
They should collaborate.
They need to collab. He should outsource
They
his work
should
to
collaborate.
her mother. Yeah.
That's so smart.
He's like, you ever put a street biscotti in an underwear in a cycling uniform?
Say no more, fam.
You ever put a
That's
lamb street
crazy.
biscotti?
I have a bologna street biscotti for you. Bologna
Well,
business.
That's the kind of biscotti that you would put in a cycling uniform. It's a trans
Mm.
cycling uniform.
Yeah, it sounds great.
It is very gender affirming.
I can't believe I didn't put that together.
I
that
just
her
did
mother's a
just now.
seamstress. That's
It's
so
fine.
good.
So she's like, yeah, Dad wants to talk to Gabe more and like learn more about this. And it's like,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Right, but yet I don't know. Isabel's not. Is she really nervous about this?
No, this is a fake.
No,
This
yeah.
is a fake conflict that they have created. So her mother's like, yeah, I respect him, but I want to make sure that there's stability in your relationship, and I want you to take time. And it's like, yeah, that has nothing to do with him being trans.
So that's exactly what I was thinking. It's
That's
like
a regular people thing.
they just want to make sure Gabe has like a job, loves your
Yeah.
kids, is good
Check
to the
out his
kids.
Madeline's.
Yes, check out his Madeline
Let
business.
him do the baking. She could do the sewing.
Yeah, street biscottiing. Maybe he's gonna, transition to biscottis.
Maybe.
Yeah,
They're a
you
little
never
bit more
know.
sturdy. They're baked twice. Biscotti.
Honestly, that would be much better than a Madeline.
Yeah, but the Madeline's softer and spongier.
I guess it would be a better bulge shape. A
The
Madeline.
biscotti, the Madeline. It's a little bit more full.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
Girthier.
Well, speaking of girthy, let's talk about Jen and Rishi.
Speaking of girthy.
So she's in Oklahoma at Homa, and she's spraying the wasps. She's spraying herself in the face with wasp spray.
And I'm like, I don't like you. I don't want to watch this anymore.
I've done this though.
I have not.
Okay, well, I'll tell you a very quick story that you can probably hear on BS at some point.
Okay.
Yada, yada, yada. There was a black widow spider.
Mhm.
I got the bug spray out and I aimed it right at the spider and I pressed on the button and it sprayed right in my face. It was backwards.
Oh, I remember this.
I sprayed myself in the eyes for, I don't know, a full 25 minutes. And then I couldn't see and I was blind.
In the Hamptons, right? This
I was
happened?
by
Yeah.
myself and I thought I was going to die. And then I just flushed my eyes out for hours and hours and hours. And thank God I bought the eco-friendly bug spray because I lived.
And just like that time I was with you and you got the mail and there was a black widow spider in the mail too.
The spiders are coming to get us. Anyway.
No, it's okay. This is why I don't come to the Hamptons, honey.
I understand. Well, just don't get the mail. So
okay.
So she video chats with Randy and Myra.
Right.
And just like that, snap of the fingers, her 10-year visa has been reinstated.
Just like that, just in a few months.
Just in a few minutes.
No problem.
So she's going back in a few weeks. And she said
Mm-hmm.
that he has never given her a reason to think he's not loyal. Cut to the video of her crying and screaming, accusing him of cheating on her.
Right. And we saw more than one video of her crying and screaming.
Just saying. So Randy said that he's hitting on her and sent her a shirtless photo.
See, the first thing that Randy said at the beginning, it was nothing.
No, but now he's sending a shirtless photo. And
Mm-hmm.
she said that she would be in town because she's a model and he was like making plans to meet up with her. But then he saw that she was friends with Jen. First of all, Randy, that should have been from a fake profile.
Yeah, I know. Come on.
Second of all, he never said anything to anyone. Like, hey, can you stop catfishing me? Like, you know that I knew that was your friend and that's why I did it. I would have covered myself a little bit.
He's not going to cover himself. Men
would've.
are dumb.
Well, Rishi is now dancing with his friend Kushi.
Oh, but also they thought Randy's basically like, this happened before, I just didn't tell you because you don't care.
Yeah,
it's not going to change anything.
She's right.
No, she's 100% right.
She's like, yeah, you were going to go anyway. So what was I going to do?
Yeah. So he's dancing with his friend. Yes.
And she tells her that him and Jen are going to get married. And Kushi's like, you should tell your family then, right? Like, because I'd be pretty mad.
She thinks he's a joke.
She does think he's a joke. And she's like, oh, have you cheated on her? And he's like, no. And she's like, well, you leave the bar with girls all the time. That's so weird.
And he just disappeared. He's like, oh, no, but I always stay in the bar.
She just said she can't find you.
Right. But you stay there.
He's like, I hide sometimes in the bar. I hide and play hide and seek with you.
Mm-hmm. We play manhunt.
We're playing woman hunt in the bar.
In the bar. Right. That's what he's doing.
I've contorted myself to blend in with the liquor bottles.
He's very good at yoga.
He's so good at yoga. He actually makes himself into a bar stool.
He makes himself into a Jack Daniels bottle.
You should see the twisting.
You see the uncorking.
You should see when he makes himself into a human pretzel and serves himself to the bar patrons.
As long as it's not a human centipede.
He's like, I'm just looking for my side of mustard. So she's going back to India and she has to confront him about the picture. So
Right.
her sister-in-law Tara drives her to the airport and she starts crying at Tara, like, I might be making a bad decision. Now, can I just
Yeah.
say my piece on this? Unfortunately, Jen, I do have to say that you have nothing else going on.
Right.
In the words of Tracey, what are you, busy?
Yeah, I would still go.
Come home if you don't want to. What are you giving up? You are living with your parents.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you're working, right?
You're just raiding your face in Oklahoma.
So
Right.
if you go to India and then things don't work out, you just come home.
You just come home.
You're not giving up a 19-year teaching thing.
Well, that's the thing. It's like she's like
you're not giving up your
freaking out.
apartment. There's no storage. There's just,
No, she's not giving up anything really.
so just go to India. Stop crying.
Just go.
Come
Just
home if you
go.
want to come home.
Just
Stop.
come home. Yeah.
All right. Well, we also see a beautiful union between Chris and Jamie on their wedding day. So she got to meet her friends the night before because her entire illness of necking just went away. It
It's
went
gone.
away in one day.
It's gone. And you know what? They did court without her.
They did. They were going to see if they could do court without her.
Yeah, and I guess they saw it.
They saw it. So she's going to be wearing her mom's dress, and the mother's dress, it has a very high neck, which is very good because it keeps her head on.
Yeah, well, you didn't see the back of it. There's actually nails in the back of the
it
dress.
covers her neck brace and her her wires that hold her head on.
Yes,
That's why she covered it. I got to tell you, I didn't hate it.
Here's the thing. I didn't hate it. I hated the length. Be short or be long. I can't do medium.
Whatever. It was fine.
Yeah.
We got what you were
I
doing.
mean, who cares? Yeah.
You could have styled it better, but whatever. So this is different than her past weddings because this
weddings.
Is love.
I thought she was only married once. I didn't realize she was married more than once.
Wrong. You were wrong. And she's been married 400 times.
I was wrong.
Her family's watching on video because Star very conveniently got all of her exams rescheduled by accident to her mom's wedding day.
Okay, Star.
Me too.
Sure.
Yeah. So, okay. They got a wedding planner.
Yeah. For what?
For a one table with two guys in jeans.
Right. So what was this planner for exactly?
The tablecloth.
Right. The tablescape.
What? They had the same.
What are you planning?
They
the
had
time?
the same tablecloth that we had for our live podcasts.
Yes.
Okay. So they do the wedding in Spanish, and Chris says, quote, I don't need to hear the words that she's saying because I feel the emotions. Jamie is saying her vows, crying. Jamie, she doesn't know what you're saying.
I could not believe Jamie said her vows in Spanish. Like I couldn't believe
that. That was so funny. It's like the person you're talking to doesn't know what you're saying.
That's why I couldn't believe it. And she's sobbing at them.
That was so funny. This can't be real,
tickled
right?
Me. No way. This tickled my pickle. This cannot be real.
Their union cannot be real, right? Like Jamie loves Chris and Chris loves Jamie.
No, there has to be something else happening here.
There's something else happening here.
Mm-hmm.
So she cries during her vows, but Chris has no clue what she's saying.
Right.
And then she does her vows in English for Jamie.
She does her vows in English.
Isn't it
Jamie
supposed to be the opposite?
You would think.
You would think, but you think wrong.
I'm watching this and I'm like, this is hilarious.
Yes.
Okay, you want to do the ceremony in Spanish? Fine, but can you do the vows both in the same language, at least so you could understand each other? Something.
Or
write them to each other?
Write them to each other in a language that you can understand. Or have someone translate them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only part of the wedding that's important.
I cannot imagine at my wedding Matt saying his vows in like Russian.
Okay, but I want him to say his vows in Russian, and then I want them to be like terrible.
Right.
Like you promised to always take a punch from me, right?
Right.
And you're like, oh yes, of course.
You wash my feet every night.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you
agree that I can have a harem of women.
Right. It's like,
yeah,
okay.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, I love this. What a great guy.
And also, you owe me $50,000 legally.
I'm like, that sounds so beautiful. It's so.
I loved it.
So
I loved what they slipped in there.
This was so silly.
It was
But it made me laugh.
hilarious. I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
I think Jamie looked good.
Does Jamie have children? Doesn't she have children? Did I make that up?
No, I think you made.
Who has children? So Isabel has children.
Danielle has a child.
Where is it?
We don't know anything about it. She just said one time that she has a child. She had a child at like 18 or something. In the first episode, she said it. But she never talks about leaving her child. Nothing.
I love that for him.
Tracey's kind of parenting.
Don't ask questions.
So Danielle
I have a free range child.
That sounds good to me.
It's called
So
survival.
Danielle has a kid. Nicole, no kids. Chris has 2 kids. Jamie, no kids. Isabel, 2 kids. Gabe, no kids. Jen,
so
no
stuff.
kids. Rishi, no kids.
Yeah, interesting.
And Debbie, 2 kids. And
Wow.
Usama, farm.
Usama cats.
That's it.
I missed Usama and Deb this
Me too.
episode.
They'll be on next time.
Okay, you promise?
Promise,
Okay,
I think.
Good. Noelle. Well, if you guys love this podcast, make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, Trash Talk Podcast. Make sure you also go over to TikTok and check out all of our clips at Trash Talk Podcast. Make sure you follow the show at 90 Day Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. And follow Noelle at Noe Girl on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I'm at Trixie Tuzini on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. TraceyCarnazzo.com for everything podcast related and all of my upcoming show dates. I'm actually coming to Canada this summer.
Hell yeah, you are.
Montreal.
Ooh, very French of you.
I know. I don't even know French. I'm going to have to start learning. Great.
You're going to have to learn Duolingo.
Oh my God. I just started Espanol.
Oh no. What are you going to do?
I'm going to be thinking in all different languages.
Going to be cultured.
I am very cultured. I'm so sorry. I live in New York City, but I'm, bi-coastal now.
Oh, okay. Goodbye forever and ever.
What do you mean?
Oh, bi-coastal. Are you bi-coastal? You're tri-coastal, maybe.
TraceyCarnazzo.com. Give us a 5-star rating and an amazing review on whatever platform you listen to us on. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.